Have you ever felt like your annual campaign is a burden rather than a blessing? Well, imagine turning it into a celebration, one that builds excitement, grows engagement, and provides the financial momentum your ministry needs year after year. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to transform or develop your annual campaign into a powerhouse for sustainable growth. Also, this is the third of 5 videos in our playlist series on strategy and planning. And before we dive in, make sure you watch the video to the end, as I always like to throw in a quick quiz for fun and to help you retain this information. Also, if you watch it to the end, this helps with the algorithm so that YouTube will share this video with other ministries who need to see it. Let's start by understanding why annual campaigns matter so much. They're more than just fundraising events. They give us the opportunity to do 3 things. Number 1, they rally your congregation and community around your ministry's vision. Number 2, they build long-term relationships with your donors. And number 3, they lay a foundation for recurring giving programs as well as planned gifts. Now let me read this stat to you. Did you know that ministries that plan intentional annual campaigns typically see 25 to 30% increase in giving participation year after year? That's not just growth, that's momentum. Let me give you an example of a church we work with back east, and they started their annual campaign. I think they called it Vision to Victory or Victory to Vision or something like that. But anyway, they tied their annual campaign to their goal of expanding their youth program. Well, over a span of about 2 months, they raised well over $100,000, exceeded their goal by more than 20%, and had new leaders join their ministry teams. That's the power of an annual campaign when done correctly. Practical step: assess your starting point. Reflect on this. What is the purpose of your next annual campaign? Well, how do we start? Step 1, define your theme and your goal. Every successful annual campaign starts with a compelling theme and a clear goal. Why? Because people are inspired by vision and purpose. Now let's break it down into 3 parts. Number 1, create a unifying theme, something like faith in action or rise together. Number 2, set realistic financial and participation goals. And number 3, align your campaign with your ministry's broader mission. For example, faith in action was the annual campaign theme of a church we work with. They framed it around raising about $50,000 for a homeless shelter and their food bank. The result? They hit their target in 40 days and saw an increase in first-time donors by 15%. Practical step: map out your campaign goals. Take out a sheet of paper and write down 2 goals, one focused on financial, the other focused on participation goals. For example, raise $75,000 and engage 100 new donors. Keep these goals front and center as you plan. Step 2, engage your leaders. Now that you have a theme and a goal, it's time to build your team to bring them to life. Your leaders, both staff and volunteers, are your campaign's secret weapon. Here are the 3 steps to engage and empower. Number 1, identify the champions in your congregation, people who inspire others. Number 2, provide clear roles and responsibilities. And number 3, train them to share the campaign's vision and theme and show them how to ask for support. Here's an example of empowered leadership. There's a pastor we work with who handpicked 12 leaders to spearhead their annual campaign. They were responsible to reach out to about 10 families each. But with the proper training and encouragement, they inspired the families to give at a clip of 85%, breaking all participation records. Practical step: host a leadership kickoff. Plan a leadership kickoff meeting. Use this time to inspire, equip, and align your leaders. Provide them with sample scripts, with messaging, and FAQs to make their jobs easier. By the way, if you're interested in delving deeper into fundraising strategies for your church, group, or association, I'm frequently asked to lead workshops and conferences on modern fundraising for Black ministries. These sessions provide in-depth insight and practical tools to elevate your ministry's mission to the next level. And more importantly, we show what's possible to sustain and thrive within your community. If you're interested in me speaking at your church, association, or conference, our contact information is in the description below. Now let's keep going. Step 3, building anticipation and excitement. A successful campaign starts long before the launch date. Building excitement and anticipation is key to engaging your donors. And here's how to do it in 3 effective steps. Number 1, use storytelling. Share the impact of past campaigns. Number 2, use social media to create a buzz. And number 3, send out teasers, use videos, emails, and personal invites. Here's an example of a video script. Imagine this, one of your ministry leaders saying, "This year, we're coming together for something incredible. Stay tuned for an announcement that is going to change lives." Practical step, create a countdown. Set a launch date and then create a countdown. Use social media and email to build excitement. For example, 5 days, 3 hours, and 15 minutes until we launch Faith in Action. That's powerful. Step 4, execute with excellence. When launching your campaign, execution is everything. And here are 3 key strategies to ensure success. Number 1, launch a kickoff event. It can be during service, it can be a dinner, or it can be a virtual gathering. Number 2, provide multiple ways for people to be able to donate, whether online, in person, or by mail. And 3, provide regular updates. It can be weekly or even daily. One of our LA clients hosted a Rise Together dinner to launch their campaign. They celebrated past successes, they shared their vision, and that evening they secured $25,000 in pledges alone. Practical step, plan your updates. Decide how and when you'll share your progress. For example, you can provide a graphic thermometer in your church lobby, or you can provide weekly updates on Facebook. Also, you can host a salon to inform your current and potential supporters about the success of your programs that are receiving annual support. To learn more about hosting a salon, you can watch the Host a Fundraiser to Connect and Inspire Giving video. And step 5, celebrate and reflect. Once your campaign ends, the work isn't really over. Celebrating your success and reflecting on lessons learned are vital for future growth. Here are the 3 final steps of an effective annual campaign. Number 1, host a celebration event to thank donors as well as volunteers. Number 2, share results transparently, highlight what was achieved. And number 3, gather feedback for lessons for next year's campaign. A church we work with in Orange County dedicated their entire Sunday service to the success of their campaign. They invited donors down to share their stories, and they recognized top volunteers. The result, increased enthusiasm for next year's campaign. Practical step, send thank you notes. Send thank you notes to every donor to the campaign. Highlight their specific gift and the impact that it made, and a glimpse of what's next. Well, once again, we've covered quite a lot. But as promised, I've included a quick quiz just for fun and to help you retain this information. Drop your answers in the comments below, and I'll try to respond to as many as I can. Number 1, what is the primary purpose of an annual campaign, and why is it vital to build donor momentum? Number 2, how can storytelling improve the effectiveness of your campaign's case for support? Number 3, what are the 3 key phases of an annual campaign's timeline, and how do they contribute to the success? Number 4, name 2 effective strategies for marketing your annual campaign to reach a broader audience. And number 5, what steps can you take to retain annual campaign donors and build stronger relationships with them? Well, once again, thank you for joining me today. Annual campaigns, as you can see, are powerful tools to help you build momentum year after year. And remember, success just isn't about raising money. It's about inspiring your community to take action and live out your ministry's mission. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it. And for more tips and strategies on fundraising, check out our Reoccurring Giving program. Let's continue to build thriving, inspiring ministries together. Until next time, keep leading with purpose.